Due to the sensitivity of these matters and the confidentiality of the inquiries that might still be ongoing, this press conference will be restricted to the reading of a statement only by Karen Codral. No questions will be taken. The press are requested to respect the privacy of the care leavers in these very difficult circumstances, where so much information has already been published with regard to these extraordinary investigations. However, in the public interest, we also seek the cooperation of the media in Jersey in presenting these concerns from the people most affected, namely the victims and survivors of child abuse at several Jersey institution care homes, and ask that you present our statement in full. The past 2 years or so, the people of Jersey have lived in the horrors of unfolding stories of Popelar Gowan and related matters. We, on the other hand, the so-called victims of historical child abuse, have lived with the horrors for decades. We are a group of people only because we all share a similar dreadful experience. We were all innocent children, but we are now as different from one another as any other people in society. We all had our own individual characters, ambitions and abilities. Some of us have survived our experiences better than others. Some have found happiness with our own families, but some have found personal relationships impossible to achieve. Others sadly have succumbed to despair. But we were all damaged in the same way as a result of the abuse that we suffered whilst in the care of the States of Jersey. When the States of Jersey Police announced 2 years ago that the investigation were being commenced into child abuse allegations at various care homes, we responded with some reluctance to the call to come forward with our testimonies. Many of us have tried to make complaints to officials about our abuse in the past. We have not been believed or have been further humiliated or worse. To relive the experiences of our childhood abuse, even amongst family and friends, is an extremely stressful experience, and it is not something that we undertake with any enthusiasm. Nevertheless, we were given every assurance by Lenny Harper and his police team that our experiences would be treated seriously and would be properly investigated, and so far as we are aware, the investigations by Lenny Harper and his team were carried out with care and sympathetically. We have no reason at all to believe that the Jersey Police were not managing our cases in a professional manner. We were at all times kept informed of the progress of our individual cases, and we were led to believe that those who have abused us would be prosecuted wherever possible. We have no complaints about our treatment by the States of Jersey Police, whilst Lenny Harper was in charge of the investigation. However, since Lenny retired, we have found the States of Jersey Police have consistently failed to communicate directly with us, or to keep us informed of progress of our individual cases or the investigation in general. On the contrary, we have repeatedly discovered through the media the standards of police conduct are hotly disputed, that there are allegations of incompetence and malpractice, and such information has not been the result of casual rumour, but the deliberate outpouring of most senior police officers themselves. And most of us have learned, by the same means, that more and more cases have been abandoned, and that now only 1 or 2 prosecutions only might yet be initiated. But we do not know which these might be, if any at all. There have only been 3 cases taken to court to date, all of which came back with a guilty verdict, and all as a result of the work carried out by Lenny Harper and his team. During the past 2 years, we have had the most private and painful details of our lives broadcast worldwide. These public details have been discussed, analysed, argued and fought over in public by police officers, politicians, lawyers, journalists and every Tom, Dick or Harry. Our emotions have been mangled, our dignity stripped bare and our reputations and motivations called into question. We did not and do not deserve this treatment. During the past 2 weeks, the public of Jersey has been exposed to a barrage of information via the Jersey media from and interviews with retiring police officer Bradwell, which has totally rubbished the credibility of the entire investigation carried out by Lenny Harper and his team. In addition, the public has been told that the enormous expenditure is not justified. All this has taken place in Ireland, with the Chief of Police is suspended from duty for reasons which have not been made public, and our political and judicial heads seem to take every opportunity to discredit us, our complaints, or the manner in which they have been dealt with. Yet nobody made any official attempt to prior warn us that these things were likely to happen, or that our cases might have been handled with such incompetence. Nobody has offered us even a hint of an apology that such things have been allowed to happen. They should all hang their heads in shame. Once again, we who were abused as children at every turn when we sought help have been treated with contempt by the Jersey Police and other island authorities. We have been humiliated yet again and are now being presented in the public mind as the cause of many problems, whereas we are, in fact, total innocent victims. Now the investigation is in disarray, but our lives are more damaged than they were 2 years ago, and because we have dared to trust the Jersey judicial system and to cooperate with the Jersey Police, we are being abused all over again. We are reluctant to offer any public statement on these matters because every word that is uttered only adds to our grief and the discontent amongst our family and friends. We are also aware that the inquiry still will continue, and we do not want to say anything that could harm these cases. But we want the public of Jersey to understand that we did not wish for any of these things to happen. We have only sought to achieve justice for the wrongs committed against us when we were children, whilst in the care of the States of Jersey, and we have been let down very,